A recent communication from the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority announcing an increase in freight charges has generated conversation among importers and exporters, as well as freight forwarders. The concern really is the subsequent impact this increment in freight charges will have on the price of goods on the market. Also, there are concerns that this increase in freight is as a result of the low production of goods in Ghana or the low levels of export, for which reasons containers are usually empty in the country, and shipping lines will have to spend more to cart empty containers back to their country of origin. The freight is one of three components that culminates into the duty that is paid on goods that are imported into the country. And so it's the cost, your insurance, and your freight. That's the CIF that culminates into the final duty that is paid by an importer on goods imported into the country. And so on this edition of the Citi Newsroom, we will be engaging all these stakeholders on the real challenges as they are. We'll also be looking at the various charges by the shipping agencies and its impact on the work of freight forwarders and the cost of goods on the market. Stay with us as we bring you the various angles to this developing story. We've come to the long room, which is more or less the heart of the administrative processes when it comes to clearing of goods at the Tema port. Now, this is where you would mostly find most of the agents on the field processing their documents before they get to enter the harbour and, of course, go get their containers or goods cleared. We want to speak to the agents who are on the field to give us an understanding of the challenges that they go through with respect of the introduction of these new charges, the increment in the freight, and of course other difficulties that they suffer here at the port.
Freight has increased currently as a result of shortage of containers at port of loading, that is China. So currently it is assumed that about 20 containers that comes into the country, it is only 1%, which is only 2 that goes as exports. So we have chunk of the containers sitting down in Ghana, and then our people too have placed, when I say our people, that is the importers, have placed order for goods to be shipped into the country. When it happens like that, you will not get the containers to ship because the containers are stuck here. So the line, which is the shipping line, probably have to incur extra cost. That is probably engage an empty vessel to come to Africa or Ghana and then canvass for all those containers and then take them back, which is extra cost. And then for them too, they are doing business. They cannot probably sit down and then probably will not add on. They will add on and then probably that is the main reason why the freight has shoot up. Or other than that, they have that option, or probably build extra containers, which is going to cost them so much, and they cannot do that.
All right. Now, for the shipping lines also, we understand there's some increments in their charges as well. Is this borne out of the freight?
Oh, one, the freight is there, and then as in their charges, we have spoken extensively about that, and then we don't know what is happening. Even let me give you a common scenario. Customs is using the exchange rate. The shipping lines, when you go to the shipping lines now, all of them are using their rate. Even common, and that is an issue I've raised, Ghana Shippers Authority, they always say they cannot do anything about it. Even common exchange rate, they cannot regulate for the shipping lines. Even exchange rate, because if you like, you can go to all the shipping lines, or probably I can get you invoices from the shipping line. You could see that everybody has quoted this or their own exchange rate, which is very bad. At least there should be a body which is governing, which is Ghana Shippers Authority, which we pay certain dues to them, and they are not doing anything to help us in that regard.
All the time, we are shouting, crying. The freight charges are getting higher. For instance, Saturdays, Sundays, most of the freight stations, they don't work. Most of the freight stations don't work, but they will charge you based on the number of days that your consignment are with them. They will charge you despite the fact that you work at that day or not. They are going to bill you.
So whether they come to work or not, the container can go into demurrage.
Yes, the container get on demurrage at each and every blessed day if you did not go there to pick your consignment on time. So we are calling upon the government to come on our aid. The government folded its arm, kept so mute for a long time now. And in fact, the importers and the forwarders are all crying. Government should come on our aid.
We've come to the office of the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, GIF, the mother union of all recognized freight forwarders here at the harbour. Now, these are major stakeholders when it comes to processes or cargo clearance at the Tema port. We want to engage them on these issues that have come up, the cost of freight, and of course the charges by the various shipping agencies. I want to have a conversation with them on what the issues really are and going forward how they can be addressed. And so I'm going to invite them in so we get to know the details of the issues.
All what we are saying is that the duty is calculated on a CIF, that the cost, insurance and freight. So if the customs is going to increase the freight charges, what it means therefore that automatically the duty also will go up. So it's going to affect you and I.
Let's take it from scratch. This increment in the freight, from where is it coming?
According to the release from the GRA Custom Division, they said that they have monitored on the international market, that's the Asia, and they have seen that the freight rates have been gone up. So based upon that, they didn't come with any scientific analysis of value. All what they said that they have been monitoring, and based on what is happening in Asia, they are going to increase or adjust the freight rate they always give to us. 20 footer they used to charge 1,800 to 2,000 USD. 40 footer was between 3,000 to 3,500. What the bone of contention is the refrigerated container. Refrigerated container was 3,500. That's what they were charging us. But now they've increased from 3,500 to 8,000. More than 100%. More than 100% increment. And then what we are saying is that all these things go back to the importers or general public, because you and I are going to pay for it.
So I have the chairman for the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, Tema chapter here, and of course the chairman of the technical committee of GIF as well. They're going to help us break down the issues so we can all understand really what it is that they are crying foul about. Welcome to the Citi Newsroom, gentlemen. Let's start with the charges by the various shipping agencies and the jams we're seeing in there. What are the suggestions to bring it together, streamline it to help, even out the processes going forward?
Right, thank you very much. This is something that we have been talking about. It's in fact something that it has been going on for ages. Shipping lines has been charging importers unduly. The moment there is any increase in port tariffs, they choose to increase it in their own way, and then the percentage increase to is, mostly outrageous. Secondly, sometimes they don't even wait for any other increases. Then they increase it by themselves. Sometimes they don't.
Do they have the power to do so?
No, they don't. They are supposed. Any local charges are supposed to go through Ghana Shippers Authority, negotiate prices with them, and then they can bring the prices out. As it is now, in some cases, the Shippers Authority, should I say, they have lost control over them, and it becomes so. It is so unfortunate that it is happening this way, because that is not the way to go.
These charges, what are they? What are they for? And then the jumps that we see in them, let's see what the figures are.
You cannot describe it in any other language than to say that it's pure thievery. It is illegal, and it is. You cannot explain how a country with all the authorities within that chain will allow and condone such activity to go on in this country. This is not done in anywhere in any part of the world. I just got an invoice from one of the shipping companies. There's an item they call port additional charges. That's over 2,000 Ghana cedis, close to $500. The question is, what is port additional charge? Our understanding of port additional charge or port additional surcharges, when we used to have jams at the port, at the terminal, at the port, in fact, you know, when containers come in, the vessels come in, we used to have a long queue. Since MPS came on board, the port is free. So what exactly are you charging you and I? In fact, don't forget that every charge you see on a bill, it's something you and I are paying.
Thank you very much. Those are the concerns by the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, calling on government, the powers that be, the shipping or shippers authority to intervene and of course to streamline the charges by the various shipping agencies. Those who directly carry the cost or the impact of this increase in the cost of freight are the importers. And so we're going to speak to the Executive Secretary of the Association to give us, first of all, an overview of how they deal with freight at the ports and, of course, how these new charges will impact their business.
Government has to bear the brunt by absorbing what is happening now and allow the business community to flourish. In fact, if you recall the 2021 budget, we complained that some of the taxes that the government introduced, if you look at chunk, just go and take your pen and calculate and see. You realize that the majority of the money that the government is going to make, the revenue government is going to make, is going to come from the port. And so if this burden comes again, the question is, does it mean that custom just want to use, or government want the easiest way, the lazy way of approach to just get money from the importer without even thinking about their plight, how they should go before? I strongly believe every country will give an enable environment for your business community to flourish. Then you can then introduce taxes. We see more taxes on the business community, on the importers, and we strongly believe that the government that touted that they are for business friendly would not like to do such a thing now, even though custom think that after we saw that their internal memo, custom think that we can we can sit and discuss the issues. I strongly believe that whether the government want to implement it on the foreign importers or including the local importers, what is going to happen? They are all paying freight, and if you want to increase any freight, there's no law that comes to this aggregate that this segment of people I want to tax them more, and these people I will not tax them more. If you do such a thing, at the end of the day, it comes back to hurt your own country, because I see no reason why there's no sense in it. From what I'm picking, like there are some people, if you increase the freight, they will pay, and others they will not pay. So we'll treat you people, your group will not pay, but other group will pay. I strongly believe that if that is what we are hearing, the answer is, where I sit, I do advocacy for import and export. I don't look at who is a foreigner and who is a Ghanaian. While you're all, and as we speak now, the freight, it doesn't know this is a Ghanaian and this is a foreigner. They all pay that amount. And so if you are going to apply the law, then you apply the law across. And we don't want to see that disintegration, that division within us. I'm just sounding a caution that from what we are hearing, if that's the case, we strongly believe that government will not do that. And because both of them are contributing the quota of socio-economic growth of this country. And I strongly believe that if government will hold it, just hold it. If you want to roll it and see the consequences. The consequence is that there will be price increase and there will be inflation in this country. And that is not what the government intends to do.